65 to 89 911s and 930 turbos are great cars. And with the right maintenance and upgrades, they can perform better today than when they were new. One of the areas that needs attention is the spring plate bushings. They get deteriorated and they deform, and based on the age of the car, at this point, they all need to be replaced. The good news is that Elephant Racing, we got a couple of great products to do it. We have the patented poly-bronze bearings. It's the top performing solution. We've also got an OEM spec rubber bushing. Customers love these products. They both work great, and they're both do-it-yourself installable. But the hardest part of the installation is actually removing the original rubber bushings from the spring plates. So we've developed this. It's a bushing cutter, and it makes the job a lot easier. And today we're going to show you how to use it. First thing we're going to do is put the spring plate into a bench vise and heat the metal of the spring plate with a propane torch. You want to get it good and hot. Heat it for 5 minutes or so. The rubber at the boundary just begins to melt. With the spring plate metal good and hot, put your spring plate into a shop press and place the bushing cutter on top of the bushing. We're going to press the cutter through the rubber. You can also use a sturdy pipe clamp to do this. Here we go. Easy. We're going to use a razor knife to cut the rubber bushing away from the flat part of the spring plate. Do this while the metal is still hot. You're going to work your way 360 degrees around the bushing and cutting it away. Now I've already cut this one away to speed up the video, but you're going to go all the way around. And you're going to use the T-handle that came with the kit, and you're going to give it a good twist, and then lift the bushing off. It really is that easy. This spring plate has already had the bushings removed. We did the inside, and you can see the bushing cutter fully seated. But on the outside, there's a very large weld around the base. And the bushing cutter is not going to fully seat. We're only going to take it down to the weld. And we're going to use a pipe clamp this time just to show how easy it is to do that. You slip the bushing cutter over, and the spring plate is already good and hot. And you put your pipe clamp on. Cutter penetrates easily in, and then pretty soon we're going to have the cutter bottom against the weld. This time we're only cutting down to that weld. Now I've already cut this one around to speed up the video, but you get the idea. Then we're going to make one more cut, and that is down the side this way. The reason for this is because the rubber may still be stuck a bit to the weld. We'll grab it with a pair of pliers and pull it off. Just like that. Removing the bushing cutter, you can see that the spring plate is already very clean. Without any additional cleanup, we're already seeing a lot of bare metal. If you have any large chunks of rubber left, go ahead and use a razor knife to cut them off. We don't, so we're going to jump to the final step, and that is to use this abrasive cloth available from Elephant Racing. It's designed to be used wet, so go ahead and wet it down. That helps it to cut better. It's really tough. Go ahead and keep it wet and clean. Okay, so after just a few minutes of cleanup with the sanding cloth, you can see that the spring plate is now really clean. And at this point, it's ready for poly-bronze bearings or Elephant Racing OEM spec bushings, or if you prefer, you can have them replated so that they look brand new, just like this set. And I think you'll agree that the bushing cutter makes quick work of what used to be a very difficult job.